safety to anyone else.
When it comes to making your car look fast when it's standing still, Bar S Motorsports has you covered. With SRI, Dirt Defender, Risco, 5-Star Bodies, Slick Products, and Joe Gibbs Racing Products.
Looking to join the likes of Kyle Strickler, Tim McCready, and Jonathan Davenport, Bar S Motorsports is proud to be the West's authorized dealer for Longhorn chassis.
No matter what you drive on the track, Bar S Motorsports can help your success and assist in making you bad fast.
I'm Michael Short, founder of Bar S Motorsports. Come visit us at our new showroom at 1017 East First Avenue in Albany, Oregon. Join the team and give us a call today, 541-497-2381, or find us online at barsmotorsports.com.
Be the bull, horns up.
James King Pizza, home of the 26-inch Holy Cow Pizza.
Holy cow!
Holy cow!
James King Pizza is a family-owned and operated restaurant since 2010.
James King Pizza features large banquet rooms for birthday parties and other meetings, a pool table along with several video games and vending machines, happy hour Monday through Friday 4 to 6, and all day on Sundays.
Stop by James Gang Pizza and taste their salad bar, roasted chicken, and James Gang famous pizza.
Stop by James Gang Pizza and check out my personal favorite pizza, the Outlaw.
And don't forget the 26-inch Holy Cow Pizza for your next get-together.
Holy cow!
Holy cow! James Gang Pizza is located in Lebanon, Oregon at 11888 South Main Street. Give them a call for delivery at 541-258-4040.
Archer Floor Coverings has been a family-owned and operated business since 2000. Archer Floor Coverings provides free estimates and specializes in multiple types of floors, such as carpet, vinyl, laminate, and hardwood. They have the entire Willamette Valley covered from Albany to Eugene and over to the Oregon coast. Archer Floor Coverings is serious about their work. They do all installations themselves. No subcontractors are ever used. Come see the beautiful showroom at Archer Floor Covering, 3775 Olympic Street, Springfield. From sales to installs, we do it all. Archer Floor Covering, where your floor becomes our business. Give us a call today for a free estimate, 541-747-2608. Again, that's 541-747-2608. Whether it's new construction or remodel project, we floor it.
Does your job, the weather, or your health have you feeling down? Jet Stream Aqua Massage is your answer for feeling better. Our hands-free massage will leave you feeling rejuvenated, relaxed, and restored. Our machines will relieve muscle tension and soreness, reduce pain, improve sleep and circulation, decrease muscle spasms, and increase your range of motion. If you suffer from diabetes, you'll be amazed at what our machines will do for your circulation and how it treats neuropathy. Stress, anxiety, depression, and everyday aches and pains are no match for Jet Stream Aqua Massage. Our beds will do more for you in 20 minutes than a traditional 1-hour massage. And at only $1 per minute, we'll save you time and money. Find us on Facebook, Jet Stream Aqua Massage. It's not just a massage, it's an experience.
Now back on Northwest News from the Amco Total Car Carrier Studio in Fort Bell, Oregon, live on 333.
Okay, so I am so sorry about that echo. Trying to figure out what's going on here. I don't know why it's echoing. I apologize for that, guys. All the settings are correct on the computer and the board. I don't understand that. So again, I apologize. Sam, how do you hear? Does it sound good in your headphones?
Sounds good in my headphones. It must be the metal plate in your head, though.
And it could be. Okay, Baker, sounds good right now. Everything's good. Okay, so all the settings are right. I don't know why those commercials are doing that. Again, I apologize. Going back to what we were talking about before the break. Next Thursday, we're talking marketing. We're talking about getting money for your race team, getting money for your racetrack. It's going to be an important conversation, one of the best ones we've had. Again, with a very, very skilled and experienced marketing guru. Yes. Final race of the year at Salem Speedway coming up this weekend for the Speedway carts. I know there's going to be a lot of them out there. We are going to try to get my cart out there for practice tomorrow night and racing on Saturday. Hopefully we can get out there and get that done. Have a good time. Want to have you guys come out there and join us. Sam, we've had a lot of conversations today off the air. Anything you want to touch on? Anything you want to talk about? As far as
so many things are changing. Justin Duty's moving.
Did you see it? Yeah,
not going to get to see him.
He loaded up,
Run
rolled to
as
North
much.
Carolina today, and want to wish that kid the best. That young man, who's not a kid anymore, actually stopped by here at the Racecar Show. And
I'm jealous of the beard.
did you see that? Is he? That kid's a giant. There's Boo Boo and Smudge.
Oh, they're there.
That kid he's a giant. Unbelievable. So I want to wish him the best of luck as he takes 2 cars back to North Carolina to try his shot again at the top dirt teams in the United States, arguably in the world. Spent a little time with the World of Outlaw guys last year. Not sure exactly what he's doing this year as far as a schedule. We'll touch base with him at some point and get an idea of what he's doing. I know several guys, it sounds like, are going to be traveling a little bit more this year. Already we're hearing a lot from the Racecar Show. A lot of guys heading down, not just with late models, but modifieds to the Budweiser Nationals. It's going to be interesting to see what happens on a weekly basis at the tracks here in the Northwest, who's going where, because it does sound like there's a lot less guys racing for points and more guys going to be bouncing around, just having fun and
Chasing that money.
well, if you want to call it that, it's going to
That's what I call it.
It's going to be interesting. So from week to week, I think things are going to look very different at all 3, major tracks here in the Northwest. Southern Oregon stepping up, starting to do some things down there in Medford. We'll see what they can do with their car counts. I know that they were coming up last year, and Iron Giant cars. They're really talking with James Whitehouse and Chris, and we've talked to them a couple times. Sounds like they've got a lot of guys committed to their series. As they have spaced out those races throughout the season. I think the way they plan that schedule was pretty decent. I mean, it gives a guy a week off to go do what they want to do in between the races as they travel around from track to track to chase the Iron Giant Championship. That is going to be interesting to see what happens on that series too, because we know guys that are not going to make at least one race because they're throwaway. You throw away your worst points. If that's a 0, so be it. You can show up and score 55 points and have to throw that away. That's going to be a game changer in the championship series for that Iron Giant deal.
For sure. Puts another level of excitement or drama into the mix.
It does, and it will be interesting to see how that plays out and affects who walks away with the season championship and that whole series there. I'm a big fan of that street stock type race car. Everybody knows that. I know that you are as well. We've got some great videos. I know you spent some time on Langen's car looking that over and thinking, all right, well, they've got the window on the outside, which can change what you do because of the glare.
Yes.
So I saw you planning and plotting on that car as well. 18 is shaping up to be, I would say, exciting, but there's a lot of questions going into this season.
Definitely
A lot more than what we've seen in the past.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a lot of guys that have been real hush-hush on what they're doing. There's been a lot of guys that have said, you know what, we're not going to race for points anywhere. We're going to bounce around. This is my schedule. And some of the top guys we've seen release their schedule with, I think, Weinbarger's released his where he's going to be so his fans can see where, they want to go. Joey Tanner's done the same. Several people, especially the modifieds. We've seen several modified guys post their schedules or what they're doing in 2018. I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see what these guys do. You never know what's going to happen as an announcer and what you're going to be looking at each and every week. So for me, that's kind of I don't know what to think about it yet for the 2018 season.
I think it's going to be a barn burner.
Well, I think you're right in certain divisions.
Yeah.
Certain divisions, I think you're right. Now, this sportsman class at Willamette, I'm actually expecting big numbers as we're hearing a lot of guys have built sportsman cars. We're seeing a couple of names that confirmed, here at the car show. We know one team has 7 cars in their stable, and 3 of them
are going to be new sportsman cars. I mean, this class, which was just 2 years ago on the verge of becoming extinct, is arguably going to be one of the bigger fields we see week in and week out.
I think it's because they have so much fun.
It's a great class. It's a great class to watch, and I think a lot of those guys saw what Ryan Emery did last year and what Slover did. I mean, these aren't $80,000 race cars. They're not $50,000 race cars. This is a class the average guy can go out and build a real race car, and by that I mean a chassis-type race car, and have a ton of fun. I mean, I don't think anybody had more fun last year than Ryan Emery. That guy, I don't think that guy could hit the wall, get out of the car and smile because he was on the track racing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he might not be a fair example to use for everybody just because that guy has a good time getting up and walking to the sock drawer. You know what I'm saying? I think people saw what he did last year and said, you know what, that's a class I want to run. You know, you get on a slick tire. You still get to run the slicks that are very affordable. You build a very affordable, competitive race car in that division. And that is one that, from what we hear, what we were told throughout the winter, going into the race season, we're going to see a lot of those cars. Mm-hmm. And that's great because we saw some really awesome racing in that division last year.
Oh, yeah. They were all over front and back. Doesn't matter. They were swapping spots, slide jobs. There was a lot going on.
Very competitive, very, very competitive field of cars.
Warren, even though Corey didn't want me to bring this up because he doesn't like that asphalt stuff, I want you and Cody to go ahead and put a whooping on old Happy Harvick down there in Baco this weekend. That'd be really great. So shout out to Warren and then non-dirt related stuff.
You know, that guy has been so busy since he left the Northwest, headed to the Southwest for Flying Dutchman Racing with Cody Vanderwall. Did you see the post they made last night? Those guys were at Bakersfield Karting Experience, sliding around, having a good time on the karts. And, you know, Warren said, I love this place. I said, post results. And he says, no, this kid just kicked my butt. You know, he's working with a talented team. They posted their new wrap, good-looking race car. And
it is.
Wouldn't it be something if the team that he works on goes out and finishes ahead of Kevin Harvick at Kern County Raceway down there in Bakersfield? That would be a big deal for that kid.
That would bring him some exposure.
Well, and we want to wish them the best. And anytime you're racing against somebody like Kevin Harvick at your local track, that's going to get that track more exposure.
I think he did a post. He said they qualified 7th, and Harvick was on the pole, so they're within striking distance.
Anybody that can beat Kevin Harvick right now is on their game. I don't watch NASCAR. Everybody knows this. But if you turn on ESPN, you see the highlights. And am I right when I say he got 3 wins in a row?
Yeah.
3 wins in a row. I don't like NASCAR, but that's hard to do at that level. And
it's hard to do on any level.
Now, do these guys at Bakersfield, are they mentally beat knowing that Harvick is there? Or are they just like, we're going to go race hard, but Sam has a problem turning his mic off when he walks away. To draw the cars. Baker, freaky fast. So much going on down here at Jetstream. I apologize, you guys. Customers coming in. Sam's dealing with them right now as I'm hosting the show. Again, best of luck to Vanderwall and Warren and Jason, all those guys down there taking a shot at a big name Kevin Harvick. Maybe they pull it off. You never know. It could happen. Let's get some big names out here in the dirt ranks. Let's get the Moyers and the what's the kid that's got killing them all right now? The what's going on? Sam's looking at me for help. I'm sorry, guys. What do we got to do? The big names on the dirt track out here in the West. Let's get a series to come through and have a Western sweep. The World of Outlaws do it with the sprint cars. Let's get those late models out here. Let's do something to up the game here on the West Coast. I mean, we all want to see it. It would be an awesome deal, and I just hope that we see it here in the next couple of years. It would be an awesome deal for everybody, including all the drivers and